Am I the butthole for telling my daughter, 23F, she's a bad person over pizza? My family consists of me, my husband, my daughter, and my son. My daughter moved back home during lockdown 2020 as she was finishing her master's degree. She took a year out to work and is now doing a secondary degree. I told her if she stayed at home and didn't take out any loans we would help her through the degree. We aren't paying for it though, food, petrol, etc. On Thursday night we threw a pizza party for me, my husband, our children, and their partners. It went great and everyone got on well. On Friday night my family, me, husband, daughter, and son, visited their grandparents for a family dinner. On Saturday my husband and I returned from a shopping trip around lunchtime and told daughter she needs to get ready for the pizza night. She said she didn't know we were having a pizza night on Saturday. I had invited over a group of old family friends, and that she had planned her weekend, so she could do all her work Saturday, and go to visit her boyfriend on Sunday, Monday as it is Valentine's Day. I told her she could at the very least stay for the meal but she said no, it always ends up becoming a long meal and she'd have to wash her hair and do her makeup, which she was planning to do Sunday so she'd have clean hair and not need to wash it at her boyfriend's. I told her if she was going to act like that I would cancel the whole thing. She said that's silly, she just didn't want to participate as she had work to do. It blew up between us as she said this was her time to do as she pleased and I had just had a week of holiday. I complained about trying to do my best to please everyone and she said that's nothing to do with her, she didn't ask or know about my dinner plans. It escalated a bit and when her father, my husband, walked in I said our daughter was refusing to participate because she didn't want pizza again. She'd said she doesn't want pizza so soon after Thursday as well. My daughter said, it's not because she is making pizza, it's because I'm busy and I don't want pizza either. I exclaimed, she? I am not she. And my daughter repeated what she said but called me, he, instead. I told her she's a bad person. She did not join in pizza night. She was annoyed the guests stayed until 1 a.m. as she wasn't able to prepare her own dinner. We haven't talked since. Am I the butthole for calling her a bad person? I think she is ungrateful and should have just joined in but she doesn't like people seeing her as a mess, and blowing up the situation. All she had to do was join in dinner. Edit. About the bit regarding pronouns. I identify as female but it is rude to refer to someone as she, rather than their name, title if they are part of a discussion. And she then repeated her phrase and used, he, when I was upset by the use of she, which was obviously meant to upset me even more. You the butthole. If you wanted her at dinner because you were having people over, you could have just asked what date, time worked for her beforehand so she can make time for it. The fact that you are supporting her does not mean you own her time. She deserves her commitments to be respected as well. Am I the butthole for implying that my boyfriend is cheap because of the V-Day gift he got me? I am female 31, have been with my boyfriend, who's a single dad with 2 boys, for 2 years. He has a decent job with a decent income and is into woodworking as a hobby. For V-Days, B-Days, and every other celebration, he'd gift me mostly jewelry and I get him his favorite gadgets or sports gear. For this Valentine the first got him sneakers. I found out today that his gift for me was a wooden framed photo of him, me, and the kids. I gotta say I wasn't thrilled with it. When I told my boyfriend my honest opinion, I didn't want to open my mouth but he pushed me. He said he couldn't believe this was my reaction, but I pointed out that he has money for a $200 necklace at least, so I could wear it at the engagement party. But he said I was out of line to imply he was being cheap when all he was doing was to make me a special gift and also had the kids help with it and put so much thought and effort into it because they see me like family and I should be appreciative of that. I said I was but still thought he could have added the necklace as a great combo but he got even madder saying he couldn't understand why I'd value a necklace as much as or even over a special gift he and the kids made for me. We went back and forth on this and breakfast got ruined. He went upstairs and refused to speak to me. I feel like he blew this out of proportion since he asked for my opinion and I don't know if he has the right to be upset with me now. So you don't have enough jewelry yet? How many necks do you have? Yeah, he has more than a right to be upset with you. Wear an old necklace and appreciate what you have with this man and his kids. You the butthole. Would I be the butthole if I announced my pregnancy? A month ago my mom found out she is pregnant with her 10th child. She announced it towards the end of January and everyone has been happy for her since she was told she couldn't have any more kids because it was a health risk for her. She takes every opportunity to let everyone know she is pregnant, like at my dad's retirement when people were congratulating my dad for retiring from the military. She would change the subject of her having a baby. It got old fast. We're happy for her but she's taking it too far. On the 13th of February, my husband and I found out that we are expecting our second child as well. This little one was a big surprise because we were told that I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant again due to the complication from our daughter. We haven't announced it to everyone, just really close family members like my parents and my in-laws. When we told my mother, she was through a fit. She began accusing us of trying to take attention off her and her little miracle, telling us that we got pregnant just to spite her and that we shouldn't say anything about us being pregnant to anyone until her baby is born, which is a month before we're due. She also started going on about if anything happens to her baby it's our fault because we're causing stress for her and that this pregnancy is hard already and we made it worse. My dad and my mom's family have been begging us not to say anything about our pregnancy so that my mom doesn't stress. I don't want to stress my mom out and have harm come to her baby, but at the same time, I feel like I should also be allowed to celebrate and share my pregnancy as we thought we couldn't have any more children. Would I be the butthole if I announced our little tater-tot coming anyways? Not the butthole. 10 children? I'm not trying to bash her or anything, but if you're not allowed to get pregnant while she is pregnant, like, when would you possibly be able to have a kid and tell people about it? Her logic is completely skewed. Both of your pregnancies are important. One does not overshadow the other. Your mom is stressing herself out and she can get over it. Am I the butthole for telling Mill that while I cannot break HIPAA but I can dictate how much she sees her future grandchildren? I'm an nurse. I also have a terrible relationship with my mother-in-law. She came into the on Valentine's Day and I went into the room and she immediately demanded a new nurse. To be fair, I was about to suggest she get a different nurse because in general, we don't work with family, but she was super rude about it and said I was incompetent. The real issue is mother-in-law was with a date. This man is a family friend. He was actually father-in-law, her very recent ex-husband's best friend for 20+ years. My husband despises this man and would have a strong reaction to her dating him. Mil's dad had a business falling out with him and there were multiple lawsuits. His kids don't like a mother-in-law. So to say people would flip shit if they found out they were dating is an understatement. I absolutely can't tell anyone due to HIPAA. I can't even mention to my husband that I saw her and it is stressing me out so badly. Mother-in-law reminded me of HIPAA at the hospital and I reassured her that I would never risk my career like that. Mother-in-law laughed and said she knew it was going to drive me crazy and she was loving it. This morning she texted me that she was just reminding me that she knows her legal rights and she will destroy my life if I tell anyone. I wrote back again that I won't tell. I asked if she was ever going to tell her son and she wore back lol maybe if we get married. I told her she was a shit mom and she said that she hardly ever sees him since he married such a BCH, so it is a non-issue. At that point, I felt like she was goading to me because she must know that it kills me not to be able to tell him. I wrote back that I cannot break HIPAA as she is clearly aware, but I can dictate how much time she spends with future grandkids, so maybe she should not call me names, and just maybe she should mess up to her son. Mother-in-law wrote back that she has no intentions of having a relationship with my kids, but then said the fact I said that shows what type of person I am, and since I'm a trash person she doesn't even want to meet my future kids. I don't know if I went too far with what I said. You need to go to your HR and let them know what's going on. Tell them your mill came in with a date and is now threatening you with HIPAA, even though you have done nothing and told no one, that you have no intentions to. This needs to be on record in case she decides to mess with you more. You could maybe even screenshot and print out where she is threatening you with it.